We now come to James Daly. James Daly, 10-minute rule bill.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that leave be given to bring in a bill to make provision regarding pets with microchips and for connected purposes. And Mr. Speaker, this is the third time I've stood up to present this bill, so make of that what you will, but we keep going. We keep going. I'm also stood up here because of a member of my family, Mr. Speaker, an important member of my family, and it's not my wife Joanne and my two sons who are in the gallery today. It is Bertie. Bertie is my black Labrador, who at the moment is happily in doggy daycare in Bury. He is a much-loved member of my family, and this is a bill for pet owners, for pet lovers, who value pets, cats, dogs, as members of their family. So my Pets Microchips Bill is to bring into legislation, to bring into law, two campaigns which have been the efforts of others, Tuck's Law and Gizmo's Law. Gizmo's Law is a campaign that emanates from Bury North, my own constituency, hence the reason I'm proud to stand here. And I have to pay tribute at this stage to Helena Abrahams, Wendy Andrews and the whole team at Gizmo's Legacy, who've done an incredible job. Tuck's Law is the efforts of a 4-year campaign of Sue Williams and Dawn Ashley, and it's been an honour to work with Sue and Dawn over a number of years on this matter with the great assistance of Dominic Dyer. So what is my bill about? Tuck's Law is a campaign to create a new law that would mean veterinary surgeons would be legally required to scan for rescue backup contact details on microchips and confirm the ownership. And confirm that the owner of the animal is actually the person presenting the animal prior to euthanasia, or if the animal can be treated. And this highlights an issue which I was horrified, Mr. Speaker, when I first became aware that we have a pandemic in this country, a real issue with healthy dogs being taken to vets and being put down, being euthanised, without any reference to their ownership or their microchip being scanned.
Shocking. Shocking.
And I refer, as part of that, the law, to rescue backup. What is rescue backup? Rescue backup is registration on a microchip. Rescue organisations and breeders register their details on the original database as a secondary contact as part of the adoption, contract or bill of sale. In times of vulnerability, the secondary contact is there to prevent the animal from being unnecessarily euthanised and to alert the veterinarian that an alternative is in place. So it is two things, Mr. Speaker. It is one, to establish legal ownership, and it is secondly for a legal requirement upon the veterinary surgeon to scan for a rescue backup. Now, as we speak today, there is no legal requirement for vets to do that. But that would be unfair criticism of the veterinary profession. During my time of presenting these bills to this House, a voluntary code of conduct has been entered into by the RCVS, and I am extremely grateful for that step that they have taken. But this problem remains. Euthanasia remains solely at the discretion of the veterinarian and is not a legal requirement. Animals can still be subjected to unsubstantiated accusations of health or behaviour issues, and there is no obligation to seek verification or alternative options to euthanasia. With rising veterinarian and insurance costs, economic euthanasia is likely to rise in the near future, and the rescues and breeders' commitment to the safety of their animals' long-term needs has to be acknowledged and should be acted upon in all circumstances. The rescue backup provision allows time for comprehensive assessments, healthcare checks, rehoming support, and guarantees that any life-ending decision is based on the animal's best interests, with all facts and alternative options known. For any dog owner in this place, the idea that our animal could be taken as a healthy animal and be euthanized either without our consent for whatever reason that may be, or that a second option is not sought, I think is something that legislation is needed to remedy. This is a campaign that is backed by hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people throughout the country. Gizmo's Law. Gizmo's Law, as I said at the start, Mr. Speaker, is a proud Bury North campaign. Gizmo's Law is about the other end of the life spectacle. This is about cats that are sadly deceased. And it is all too often the case in honourable members' constituencies and in their boroughs throughout this country that if a cat is sadly is involved in an accident or dies in whatever means, if the local authority are called, the step that is taken generally is to put that animal, without reference to the owner, without microchipping it, and put it into landfill. That is not acceptable. Cats are part of our families, are part of who we are, are part of what we are. And I know Mr. Speaker, you would agree completely with that. So Gizmo's Law is a fully funded campaign where each local authority in the country will be provided with a scanner, and it will be a legal requirement for the local authority to bag the cat who's been killed in tragic circumstances, to record where the cat was found, and to scan the microchip and to scan the 6 databases which are open to cats where cats have been microchipped. This would allow owners of cats to be reunited with their much-loved pets. If an animal is part of your family, it doesn't matter which stage of their life it is, you want to know what's happened to it. And this is a requirement. It is not greatly bureaucratic, it is not greatly time-consuming, it is cost-neutral, it is asking for local authorities to simply scan a microchip and to contact owners. And there surely cannot be anything, I would argue, Mr. Speaker, unreasonable about that. But sadly, I have numerous examples of councils throughout the country who simply ignore that, and the cat is thrown into landfill and the owner knows nothing more about it. So, in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, this is about the Berties, this is about all the cats, this is about everyone who views animals as having those rights or as much rights as any other member of the family. This is a passionate campaign. I have the honour to stand up here, but I go back to Helena, to Wendy, to Sue, to Dawn, to all those people who every single day are going out, loving, protecting and caring for their animals. And this, hopefully, is a matter the government can take further. And very finally, Mr. Speaker, if the Minister were to be given an opportunity, he would talk about the consultation on this issue, which is currently closed in May. The government are taking positive steps in respect of doing this. Looking at the issue of microchipping, I'm incredibly grateful for the work of ministers throughout the period. I've been trying to persuade them of the merits of this legislation, and this is part of a conversation to hopefully, as we go forward, bring Tuck's and Gizmo's Law into statute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Can I just say Attlee is fully supportive of what you're trying to do. The question is that the honourable members have leave to bring in the bill. The question is, the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill? As many of that opinion say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Who will prepare to bring in the bill?
Mr Mark Eastwood MP, Mr Jim Shannon MP, Mr Sakib Bhatti MP, Sir Gavin Williamson MP, Anthony Bagnall MP, Mark Logan MP, Aaron Bell MP, Jake Berry MP, Damien Moore MP, Nicky Aitken MP, Paul Bristow MP and myself, Mr Speaker.
James Daly.
Not really cross-party, is it?
No.
No, it sounds like cross-party.
James Daly.
Thank you. Pets microchips bill.
Second reading what day?
Friday the 29th of October.
Friday the 29th of October. Okay, James, well done. Okay, right.